Hello everyone, today we are discussing a new LeetCode problem, problem number 2906, construct product matrix. In this problem, we have given a matrix called grid and we need to calculate Pi of j of every element of the grid, and then we need to take the modulo. We need to take modulo with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and return that grid. So what we have to do in this question, we have given a matrix grid 1, 2, 3, 4, and what we need to do is we need to calculate the product of this grid, uh, and we don't need to calculate this product. Like if we calculate the product of all the this grid is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, that is 24. But we don't need to calculate the product of 1 with this. So we divide by the 1. And now our in new in our new matrix we are 24 over here. Now for calculating this element, we need to calculate the product of these three only. The product of these three is 4 and 3 into 1, that is 12. So we write 12 over here. Mhm. And then for calculating 3, we need to calculate 1, 2, 4, that is 8. And then for 4, we need to calculate 1 into 2 into 3, that is 6. But we already calculate our the but we already calculate the product of all our grid, that is 24. So what we do is we just divide the element that we don't want to include with our the multiply that we already found. So we just divide by of every element of grid with this. What we do is this is our matrix. So first we need to calculate the multiply of all this matrix. So we create null, and then we store multiply of this and grid, that is 24. And then we create another grid that we need to return, and just simply traverse of all the element and make sure we divide by the every element by multiply our multiply that we create. So here 24 by 1, that is 24. Now we are at this index, so we divide 24 by 2, that is 12. Similar for this 24 by 3, that is 8. Now for this 24 by 4, that is 6. So this is our answer that we need to return. Like over here we need to return this only. And but the simple problem is this way. This is problem with this is like we can't calculate our grid product directly. If we can't calculate We cannot calculate this directly. It cause overflow. Yes, mod cannot calculate directly because it cause overflow, and it is not possible to calculate this in Java. So what we do is, like, let us assume we have this a matrix. Okay, we have given matrix. Mm, So we take we convert this matrix into a flattened matrix, flattened array. Mm, like this. We create 2D into 1D array. Here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4. Now understand, we need to calculate the product of matrix instead of this element. For this element, we need to calculate the product but not calculate this. For this element, we need to calculate the product of this and this, not including this. So what we do is, what if we already know the product of left and the product of right? So we create two arrays of prefix and suffix name. Like this is our prefix array who store prefix multiplication, and we create another array who store suffix multiplication. Now at index this, at index 0, prefix because no one element is um, prefix of 1, so we simply write 1 over here, and then we come to 2. So at for 2, what we do is we calculate prefix of I minus 1 into array of I minus 1 to calculate the prefix. So it is 1. What we do is prefix of I minus 1 into array of I minus 1. We simply calculate this for our array and prefix. So for this element, our prefix of I minus 1 is 1, and our for array of I minus 1 is 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. Now for this element, our prefix of I minus 1 is 1, but our prefix of array of I minus 1 is 2. So we write 1 into 2, that is 2. Now for this element, our prefix of I minus 1 is 2, and array of I minus 1 is 3. So here we write 6. Now we calculate suffix. For suffix, we know that there is no value suffix of 4. So we simply write 1 over here. And for the suffix, we do the same. Like suffix of I minus 1. Suffix of I plus 1, because we traverse from in reverse order. We write area of I plus 1. We calculate using this formula. Now we at this index. Suffix of I minus 1 is 1 and area of I plus 1 is 4. So we simply write 4 over here. Now we comes here at 2. Now suffix of I plus 1 is 4 and suffix of I plus 1 is 3. So 4 3s are 12. Now suffix of I plus 1 is 12 and area of I plus 1 is 2. So 12 into 20. It is 24. 12 into 2. Now what we do is we create our grid that we need to return. And we multiply prefix into suffix to fill this our grid. So 24 into 1 is 24. 12 into 1 is 12. 4 into 2 is 8. And 6 into 1 is 6. And this is our answer we need to return. So how we do this in code? Let's see. This is our array. So first we calculate length of our array. Then we need to convert our array into a 1D array. So we calculate size for that and n cross n. Then we declare our array. Now convert 2D array into our some 1D array. So if we use for loop, we create another variable so, for our array like this. Right. It will work as our index in 1D array. Now we can create two more array prefix and suffix. Now we already know our zeros index in prefix is 1. So we first declare this because no one element is behind left side of 1. Like in this, no one element left side of 1. And then we start our loop to fill prefix array. We start from 1 because we know the zero value already. Mm, we prefix. We calculate prefix of I using the same formula that we write over here. Prefix of 5 minus 1 and 5 minus 1. And we need to do the mod also. We create a variable int mod to mod over here also. Now for the suffix, we need to calculate suffix. Yes. We already know the last element is 1 because no one element is right from that. It's the rightmost element, so size minus 1 plus 2 1. Now we can do it for you. Calculate n minus 2 to 0. Then we already in the formula use of suffix of I plus 1 suffix of I is of I plus 1 into area of I plus 1 into the mod also. Now we need to multiply prefix and suffix to find our final matrix. So we do changes in the we can create new grid for that. New grid and so and cross and now we calculate in 6 to 0. We also take another variable again and this is 0 for indexing in prefix and suffix. So answer of I and j is equals to suffix of L into prefix of L, then mod. In the end, we just return our answer. Let's see. So we need to increment L also. It pass all the test cases. Let's run this. Let's submit. Mm, Thanks for watching this video.